If you are thinking about visiting this underrated country in Southeast Asia, then you are in the right spot.
We have spent the last 90 days traveling throughout this beautiful country, and in today's video, we're gonna share 20 things you must know before visiting Malaysia. So let's dive in.
As Australian passport holders, there is no special visa or entry requirement. We get on-arrival visa for 90 days, so does many other countries like US, UK, Canada, and most European countries. We will put a link in the description where you can go and check your country's visa requirement.
Moving around in Malaysia is quite easy. One of the most popular apps is called Grab, and it is very affordable as well. We used Grab to move around completely and haven't used public transportation as much because we really didn't need to. However, there are public transport options such as your metro trains as well as your local buses. The metro trains are amazing if you want to live in and around the city center. Also, you've got a lot of options for interstate travel, which includes trains as well as private buses. We used a website called easybook.com to get around Malaysia.
We have been using universal chargers like these, and we are sorted for many countries we visit in the world. I think it is a very good investment. However, in Malaysia, the adapters are the same as those in UK. In regards to mobile SIM, it is much more easier to buy a local mobile SIM from the airport, as they will sort everything out for you and you can use them instantly. As soon as we stepped out, we were pleasantly surprised. We knew Kuala Lumpur is a modern city, but the number of skyscrapers and high-rises really caught us by surprise, but in a good way. Our first impression was Kuala Lumpur is definitely quite developed, and what impressed us the most is how clean the city is.
By the way, if you don't know us,
We're nabeelzenesta. We are a Bangladeshi-Australian family who packed up our whole life and social circle in Australia to slow travel with our 3-year-old while we navigate a new life. One of personal freedom and working for ourselves through YouTube.
For accommodation, you can opt for an Airbnb or even consider hotels, and they are quite affordable and you can get good value for your money with amazing views and amenities. Average cost per day for decent accommodation would be around $20 to $25, but if you want more luxury, you can go up to $70 a night. Completely your choice and based on your preferences. But if you're coming to Kuala Lumpur for a longer period of time, you can get discounts through Airbnbs or even opt for direct rentals with agents. Some of the common locations where you can consider to stay are Bukit Bintang, Mont Kiara, Sri Hartamas, Ampang, or Damansara Heights, to name a few.
Ringgit is Malaysia's currency, and it is quite a stable currency, so you will not have to worry about foreign exchange. For your purchases, you can make payments through cash or card. If you opt for card, stick with Visa or MasterCard, which is accepted by most shops. However, we found that Amex is not accepted in most places. But we prefer to use cash, especially because we carry a Wise card, which is a lifesaver for us because we get very good exchange rate and can take out cash worth 700 Australian dollars per month between the two of us with no fees charged.
Malaysia is not super cheap, but it is definitely affordable, especially if you compare with Western capitals. You can get all the benefits of a developed country, but at an affordable price. Transportation, especially with Grab, is quite cheap, and there are many food options here, both local and international cuisines at affordable prices. You must try the street food because you get the most value out of that.
Bargaining is not common in Malaysia. I guess that's because I don't feel like I am being ripped off as a foreigner here. I felt I have been charged a fair price, and I really appreciate the honesty being shown towards us foreigners.
We didn't get overcharged at night markets, food stalls, or restaurants, or even shopping centers. We have heard of instances that in other countries, as soon as they find out you're not from there, they will overcharge you. So this was a breath of fresh air here in Malaysia. However, it must be noted that in some tourist spots in Malaysia where they have different experiences, you can expect different rates for locals and foreigners. However, they're quite transparent about that, and it was understandable, and we were quite comfortable with that.
So far, living in Malaysia for 90 days, we have not come across any safety concerns. Shopping malls, activity areas, and apartments are mostly guarded. That gives you a peace of mind. But one thing I must mention is that pedestrians do not have the right of the way. There are plenty of zebra crossing, but be careful when you're crossing the street, as cars can appear all of a sudden and the drivers might not slow down for you.
Shopping malls are abundant here in Malaysia, especially Kuala Lumpur. Maybe not in comparison to Singapore or Bangkok. However, you can find all the global luxury brands under one roof in a mall like Surya KLCC. However, you also have a lot of other affordable options in malls such as Aeon Shopping Mall. If you're after duty-free shopping, you can do that in many outlets in Langkawi as well. Finally, we have heard that shopping for tech in Malaysia is quite affordable. That's why we visited the Loyat shopping mall in the city center and stocked up on some gadget for our filming, and we found them quite cheap in comparison to other places.
Malaysia is a foodie's heaven, and food is an important part of the culture in Malaysia. You have so much variety here owing to the fact that there is so much diversity of people here. Malaysian food is generally spicier than Western food, so do check the level of spiciness before ordering. Food courts are very common here, and usually they have variety of stalls and different kinds of food to choose from. Night markets are also big here, so do try them out. Along with local food, you will also find a lot of international cuisines. We tried Syrian, Japanese, Korean, and Italian food and was very satisfied with the quality. Restaurants are either halal or non-halal, so do check for signs if you are after only halal options.
Interacting with locals here in Malaysia has made our stay extra special. Malaysians are one of the most friendliest and most helpful people, and they're also very respectful. It is a multicultural country that has a variety of ethnicities, especially Malays, Chinese, and Indians. And that's what makes this country so amazing.
Malaysia's official language is Bahasa Malay, but Mandarin and Tamil is also widely spoken here. English is a default second language here, and it is a widely spoken language in Malaysia. So we had no issues communicating with locals. However, depending on where you visit, the proficiency varies, but in general, everyone can speak some words in English, so your stay would not be a difficult one.
Malaysian weather is generally hot and humid, so be prepared for that. However, if you do want to escape the heat, you can go to the highlands such as Cameron Highlands to get a dose of pleasant temperature.
Malaysia is a predominantly Muslim country with 60% of population being Muslim, so they do dress modestly. There are no rules about what to wear and what not to wear, but out of respect, most people dress modestly and not wear too revealing clothes. Most religious sites you will need to cover up, which is true for both men and women, and it is a common practice for many countries and not only Malaysia.
Malaysia does have a decent expat community. Most of them are in Kuala Lumpur and Penang. Expats are all over the country, but Penang seems to boast the largest community of retired expats, while KL has a lot more corporate, younger business type expats. Private healthcare in Malaysia is of high quality and quite affordable. Malaysia is known for medical tourism, and there's a reason behind it. We had to take Yara to a child specialist a couple of times. She got sick, and it was a very, very smooth process.
If you are here for a longer period of time, you can have the peace of mind that Malaysia has quite a few international schools and preschools, and frankly, compared to Bangkok, they are much more affordable. We put Yara in an international preschool for 3 months, and we have had a very positive experience and have seen her grow.
If you're here for a longer period of time, it must be worthwhile mentioning that Malaysia actually has a lot of public holidays, and during these public holidays or even weekends, it can get quite busy, especially if you're planning on going outside Kuala Lumpur. So plan ahead.
So there you have it, 20 things you must know before coming here in Malaysia.
We have done a whole series about our visit here in Malaysia, but we would like you to actually go and watch this video around the 11 food we love eating here. So we'll link that for you here. See you there.